You're listening to The Moose and the Loose, your 10 minutes action-packed financial podcast with your host, Mikey Hu. Hey Market Moose, how's it going? Today, Friday the 13th, it's my birthday, and as you are listening to this, I am definitely on a hike, so I of course pre-recorded it. So on my birthday, I never work. I actually, over the past few years, I've done two things: either going on a hike alone because I just love to have that time to myself throughout the day, or when it pouring rains, because sometimes, in September is not always great. I eat ice cream, chocolate cookies, and then I play PlayStation for the entire day. So those are like my two type of like dream day. And then in any cases, at the end of the day, I will be celebrating with my family around family dinner. So it's just going to be nice. But yeah, so I'm hiking right now. But for my birthday, I want episode 400, and to be honest, probably that we already had passed that 400th episode, but I'm very bad at keeping track of those. So I keep like adding like numbers, and I'm pretty sure we're close to 400. So let's celebrate 400. Let's celebrate the birthday. And there you go. So I want to talk about how to work from a place of abundance. When I quit my job in 2017, I was just coming back from my 1-year RV trip. And I still remember that time where I was with my in-laws, and we were like 2-3 days after we came back. So I just had the time to set up my home office. I painted everything, set up my desktop. Everything is fine. And then we were just having a beer outside talking. And my father-in-law was just like, well, Mike, you must have like a safety net or something, because you must be like pretty, like, I don't know, like scared. And I was like, not really. And I'm not scared, and I don't have any safety net. Actually, I spent all my money during my trip, and when I came back, of course I had like my pension plan, my RSPs, but I didn't want to withdraw money from my retirement account, right? So that doesn't make much sense, but that was there. I had my mortgage to pay. So then he said, well, your business must be thriving and making a lot of money then. And I'm like, nope. That's not the case. So I was making enough. I was making like around $5,000 per month with the business back then. And that was enough to cover for my fees when I was in Central America, because like living there is cheap, and it's just like, you just go by the beach, you surf, you spend time with friends and families. And that's pretty much it. So it's not really costly. When I came back, then I had a house to pay, a car to pay, kids going to school, and so on. So, I mean, the usual. Everybody has those expenses. So I'm no different. And then I'm like, yeah, well, I would need the business to generate about $10,000 a month to pay for like all business expenses and pay myself a salary enough so I can compensate and pay for all the things. So how do you go from 5,000 to 10,000, I mean, overnight, right? Literally, because at the end of that month, I didn't have enough money. But instead of panicking, instead of like operating from a place of scarcity, I decided to go with a place from abundance. And the point here is not to be delusional and just thinking that everything's going to be okay, because it's not, and you still have to figure it out. And money is real, and it's a math problem. But instead of like trying to cut down on my expenses and not do anything, I was just like, okay, so how can I thrive? What if money didn't exist? And of course, it's kind of weird to say that, but what if money didn't exist? What would I do? Like, if I had that business and I just needed to thrive. So instead of like cutting on expenses, on things to do, I was trying to find a place where there's plenty of money on my desk. I just have to grab it, right? There's money on the table, and it's up to you to go and grab it. And I see having a business, being an entrepreneur, like this kind of game. So you're playing a game where there's money everywhere, but it's just up to you to work hard enough and do the right things to take it. And if you're trying to cut down on everything, you're going to actually slow down. You're going to panic. You're not going to be as creative. You're not going to be as original. You're not going to have as much fun. And you can tell, I mean, I'm recording this. I'm not even making a cent with that podcast. I'm recording this every single day, 10 minutes every morning. And you know what? I do that because I just love thinking that you are listening to me. That I can help you with something, that I can motivate you, that I can give you some tricks, that I can at least entertain you for like your 10 minutes while you're in your car, while you're running, you're walking your dogs, or whatever else. And I know a lot of people are just like sending me emails like, hey, Mike, I'm just listening to your podcast daily. I just love it. It's just like, it's so much fun. So I'm doing this because I'm having fun and I want you to have fun too. And this is what it means for me to work from a place of abundance. It's to not worry about what's going to happen next, but rather thinking about what makes me happy. And over the past 2 weeks, I've been really working from that place where I just wake up in the morning and then I'm like, what do I really want to do? What I really want to work on? And then I start working on this. And the other day, I like dove into BCE financial statements and for like an entire morning. And yes, a video is coming up for that. But yeah, so I just like kept on digging and looking for more answers to my question. And I just had so much fun doing it. And this is what it means to work from a place of abundance. When you go from a place from scarcity, well, you think that everything is limited, that you are on pressure. It literally like kill your mojo and destroy the happiness around working and doing something. So going and it happened to me several times between 2017 when I quit my job and started the business and today, where the business was not always thriving. It was not always easy. We were short on cash, but I never changed that mindset. And whenever I have to make a decision, I just do it from a place of abundance, because when you are passionate enough and you work hard enough, you're going to make the rest of those things happen. And it's always about, how can I thrive? How can I generate more? How can I do something to help people? And if I do those things correctly and with passion, everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. So, right, a little bit shorter than usual, but that was just my thought. So I'm going to go back to my hike now. And if I have like one thing that I would like to ask you as a birthday present is, please go on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. If you enjoy those podcasts, just give me a 5-star rating. It's the only way I can grow this podcast and help more people. And if you already done it, please forward this episode to someone that you love. And that's it. I just thank you in advance. You're amazing. Take good care. And we're going to talk again on Monday. And of course, don't forget to stay invested. Hey, welcome to the disclaimer. If you're listening to The Moose and the Loose, you cannot really expect me to give you buy or sell recommendation or financial advice, right? You're here for fun, you're here for information and some entertainment. But I am not your financial advisor, I am not your broker, so therefore I'm not liable if you're losing money after listening to the podcast. If you're looking for some advice, go see a professional. If not, you can enjoy this show and do your due diligence after it.